Hi, I'm Catherine, and welcome to my kitchen. I am so pleased to introduce you to the Ninja Coffee Bar. That's right, I said Ninja. So now the best coffee house in town can be right here in your own kitchen. Only Ninja's Auto IQ one-touch intelligence allows you to choose a size and choose a brew. So now you can have any size you want. A cup, a travel mug, a half carafe, or a full carafe with just a turn of a dial. And in any richness level you want, you can choose a classic brew, a rich brew, an over ice brew, even a specialty brew. So now you can have an incredible variety of coffee house style beverages right in your own home using your own favorite coffee and at its full flavor potential. So let's start by talking about what makes a perfect cup of coffee. Well, there are 4 brewing essentials: water temperature, pre-infusion and water saturation, precise water delivery, and flavor richness level. So if you can control all 4 of those, you can have a perfect cup of coffee. Not bitter, not sour. So let me tell you how the Ninja Coffee Bar does that. So first, let's start by making a cup. That's right, a single serve cup. So we'll set the carafe aside, bring in our cup. We're going to put down this handy dandy shelf. Look at that. And then let's go ahead and add our coffee. The brew basket pulls out just like that. So easy to add coffee. It comes with a permanent gold tone filter, which I'm going to use right now. And I ground a lot of coffee this morning because I knew we were going to make a lot of coffee. Now here's the Ninja pre-measured double scoop. One side is for cup and travel mug, and it says how many scoops right on here. The other side is for the half carafe and the carafe, and again it says how many to use right here. So I'm going to brew a cup of coffee, so we're going to go ahead and add right into the gold tone filter, no guessing, 2 scoops for that cup. Just push that brew basket right in. Remember, Auto IQ, choose a size, choose a brew. So we're going to choose cup, and for this I'm going to have a classic brew, a classic black cup of coffee. So let me tell you what's happening right now in the Ninja Coffee Bar. Auto IQ is pulling the exact amount of water that it needs for this classic brew, and it's heating it to a calibrated temperature of 195 to 205 degrees. That's the ideal brewing temperature for coffee. The water is entering the brew basket where I've placed the grounds. It's showering the water over the grounds, and then listen, it's stopped. That's where the magic happens. Auto IQ knows how to brew this classic brew, and it's pre-infused the grounds. This resting period that you hear right now where it seems like nothing's happening, that's where the magic is. The coffee grounds are being allowed to bloom. They're saturating all of the water, and that's releasing all of the full flavor. Traditional coffee makers don't do that. And now if you can hear, Auto IQ has restarted the water flow. So precise water delivery. Those grounds are fully opened up, ready for the rest of the hot water to flow through. So all the grounds are evenly saturated. All of the grounds are evenly brewing. Traditional coffee makers, they just pour the water right through the center, which over-extracts the center of the grounds, which can cause a bitter taste, and under-extracting the outside of the grounds, which can create a sour taste. So you don't get a good cup of coffee. The Ninja Coffee Bar allowed for that resting period to allow the full flavor to come out, and now all the grounds are evenly saturated, evenly brewing for that perfect cup of coffee. And look at that. So don't be surprised by that resting period if all of a sudden it seems like your Ninja Coffee Bar stopped brewing. It didn't. It's just allowing the flavor to come out of those grounds. And it's done. I'm going to go ahead and just close up the drip stop, which just keeps all the drips from falling, nice and clean. And look, a classic brew, a rich, flavorful cup of coffee. You can see the difference. You can smell the difference. This smells like a cup of coffee you never imagined you could have at home. It smells like coffee. You can smell the flavor. It's incredible. And you can taste the difference. Every single note of that coffee that you love about your coffee is there, no matter what coffee you choose. It's really, truly remarkable. So I told you a moment ago how you can get any richness level you want with the Ninja coffee bar. Well, I'm going to show you how. Let's start by making a rich brew. So we're going to go ahead and add our coffee. And again, there's no guessing. You've got the double scoop, pre-measured. And this isn't like another coffee maker where you want to make it a little stronger, so you guess and maybe add a little bit more coffee this time to get a stronger cup of coffee, or you have a strong button on one of your coffee makers, or maybe a bold button. This is not that. This is thermal flavor extraction technology. So I went ahead and put the grounds, same amount of grounds as in the classic cup, right here in the brew basket. And we are on cup. Remember, choose a size, choose a brew. We choose cup. And let's go ahead and start our rich brew. So this is how you dial up the richness. Thermal flavor extraction technology takes the right amount of water for our rich brew. It's doing the same pre-infusion water saturation process. There's that holding period again, that resting period. So that means that coffee grounds are saturating, the flavor is opening up, it's blooming, those coffee grounds are getting ready for the rest of the water delivery. Now don't be surprised if that resting period is a little bit longer, because thermal flavor extraction technology is actually increasing the amount of contact time that that water has with the coffee grounds, which is making that richer coffee. Could you imagine another coffee maker at home doing that? Go ahead and close the drip stop. So let me tell you what's so incredible about this rich brew cup of coffee. This is a richer brew. Not only has the Ninja coffee bar given you a little more room for cream, it's given you a little bit more flavor room for cream too. So when you add the cream, if that's how you take it, you're not diluting that coffee flavor. You can add cream, syrups, anything you want, and you're not going to water down that coffee flavor, and in any serving size that you choose. So you can have a cup, a travel mug, a half a carafe, or a full carafe in a rich brew. Add your cream and still have all the flavor you want. So before I show you how to dial up the richness even further, I want to show you around the Ninja coffee bar a little bit and tell you about all of its unique features. First, the brew basket. Okay, this is incredible because look, it just pulls right out. So you know those other traditional coffee makers where you have to open the top of it, and in order to do that, you've got to pull the whole machine out from underneath the cabinets? Well, not with the Ninja coffee bar, because they've thought of everything. The brew basket just pulls right out. You could just add your coffee right in here, add your filter, without having to pull it out from underneath the cabinets. That's incredible. And the entire brew basket comes out really easily as well to take it to the sink and clean. You can use the permanent gold tone filter if you like. Super economical, eco-friendly, very easy to clean, but if you prefer to use paper filters, let me show you exactly. I just learned how to do this, so I don't know if you're have been doing it wrong your whole life, but I have, so let me show you. You fold the seams. This is a number 4 filter. You fold the seams over so that when you place the filter into the brew basket and directly into the brew basket, notice I've removed the gold tone filter. It lays nice and flat in the brew basket. There's no risk of the filter folding over on itself. Super easy. Okay, we're going to make a rich brew half carafe. So I'm going to add the amount of coffee for a half carafe. Medium coarse grind of coffee. If you can freshly grind it yourself, that's great. That's an even fresher cup of coffee. If you can't, that's totally fine. Just keep it airtight. Double scoop, pre-measured Ninja scoop. So for the half carafe, it says right on here how much coffee I'm going to use for the half carafe. Small scoop is for the cup or the travel mug. The large scoop is for the half carafe or the full carafe. And I'm going to make a half carafe, so I'm going to go ahead and put 2 scoops of my coffee, my favorite coffee, right in here. I don't have to use those single serve prepackaged pods that are not very fun and delicious. I get to use my own coffee. Cheaper, better tasting, fresher. Okay, so it's all in the brew basket. I'm just going to go ahead and put that back here. Check to make sure the drip stop is off. And there's also a very handy light down here that'll remind you. And if something happens and you turn it on without turning the drip stop off, it actually will beep and tell you. So that's another great feature of the Ninja Coffee Bar. Okay, so I'm gonna make a rich brew half carafe. Again, auto IQ, choose a size and choose a brew. So I am going to choose half, and I am going to choose rich brew. And we're gonna make our half carafe of coffee. So regardless of the size and the richness level you choose, thermal flavor extraction technology is still doing the same thing. It's still extracting that full flavor out of your coffee using all of those brewing essentials. So the water reservoir, this is really seriously amazing. Look how incredible it is. It's so easy to get to. You can just open it up like this. It's got a really wide mouth at the top and the lid, and you can pour right in. Or you can just take this whole thing off and take it to the sink, and it looks really nice too. But you know those other coffee makers where you're taking the carafe and you're pouring the water in and it's getting all over your countertop? Not anymore. This is super easy to add water. And you just keep it full, and you can just, it'll just take the amount of water that it knows it needs to take for whatever size and brew that you choose. So the Ninja Coffee Bar got quiet. That means it's going through its resting period right now. The coffee, full flavor of the coffee is coming out. Now when you make a richer brew, a more concentrated brew, and you also make a larger amount of coffee, that resting period is going to be longer. But don't worry, again, that's where the magic's happening. So it's okay to wait another minute for your coffee. I know we're all in a rush, but a minute is worth it, believe me. The other great thing is you can set your timer for the night before as well, so it has all those features that you already know and love for convenience. A clock and a timed start, so you can have your coffee ready for you in the morning, and also an automatic shut-off. So Auto IQ has restarted the water delivery through the coffee, and it's going ahead and making us that half carafe of rich brew. So here's the other incredible thing about Auto IQ and the Ninja Coffee Bar. The smart plate. So there's a heating plate, a warming plate at the bottom of the Ninja Coffee Bar, and it is keeping your coffee warm. It has already turned on. You can see by the light right here, and it's already heating up so that as soon as your coffee is brewed, it's going to keep that coffee warm. But there's more. The smart plate knows how much coffee you have in your carafe. So when it's full, the smart plate's going to heat to a higher temperature so that all of the coffee can stay warm. But as you enjoy your coffee, or if you've brewed a half carafe, like we have in this case, the smart plate is regulating that temperature. It's going to lower its own temperature so that you're not going to overheat or burn your coffee. So you have delicious hot coffee at the right temperature until the last cup. How incredible is that? You never have to throw away that last cup of coffee again. So this is our rich brew half carafe. I'm going to close up the drip stop. I've got my cups. Now don't be surprised if it looks like less than a half carafe, because remember, this is a rich brew. It's a more reduced, more concentrated cup of coffee. So it's going to look like half of a carafe. It's still the same amount of delicious, rich, flavorful coffee. You can really smell it. Perfect for a couple of cups in the morning, whether you're sharing with someone or it's all for you. And this is the rich brew, so you can add your cream, your syrups, your vanillas, your sweeteners, whatever you want to add, and still have that incredible rich coffee taste. There, rich brew half carafe. So now we're going to dial up the richness even further with our over ice brew. This is iced coffee the way it's supposed to be made. So I've got my cup of ice, place it under the Ninja Coffee Bar. I've already placed the coffee grounds into the brew basket. Go ahead and select travel mug. We've got a nice tall glass of ice there, and over ice brew. So the same thing's happening with all of our brewing essentials, but what's happening is now thermal flavor extraction technology is dialing up the richness even further, and it's making a more reduced, more concentrated coffee, so that when the coffee hits the ice and the ice starts to melt, the Ninja Coffee Bar has already taken that ice dilution into account. So you're still going to get a bold, rich, flavorful cup of coffee. It's really, truly remarkable. But what's the most incredible thing is, this is how iced coffee is supposed to be made. Brewed hot and instantly chilled over ice. So Auto IQ has stopped the water delivery. There's that resting period right now. Again, it might be a little bit longer because that water is going to stay in contact with those coffee grounds just a bit more to dial up that richness level. So don't be surprised and think it's not restarting. It's not restarting. It's working. It's doing what it's supposed to be doing. So, iced coffee. How do you normally make it? You use leftover coffee from the morning. That's stale coffee. You refrigerate coffee in the refrigerator. That's super stale, and you can even see the oils separating from the coffee. Or maybe you just brew hot over ice like another single serve machine might do. Well, not the Ninja Coffee Bar. The Ninja Coffee Bar is brewing hot coffee slowly over ice, chilling it immediately. That is releasing that full bouquet of aroma for the coffee. That's capturing and locking in that freshness. So every single drop coming out of the Ninja Coffee Bar right now is fresh brewed over ice, making it the most incredible iced coffee you can imagine. I mean, truly, you've probably never had iced coffee the way it's supposed to be made, and you won't believe the difference. It's richer, it's more concentrated, not stronger. It's not like you added more coffee to make this iced coffee stronger to account for the ice melt. It's not like you did any guessing, and it's doing it all its own. That's dialing up the richness level so you can still have that same full, rich flavor of coffee, even if it's brewed over ice. So we'll close up the drip stop. You can see it. There's no dilution here. This is not a watered down cup of iced coffee. This is incredible. This is true coffee brewed fresh over ice, just the way you want it. We are now going to dial up the richness even further with our specialty brew. This creates a coffee base for coffee house beverages right in your own home. So I'm going to show you how to make a cappuccino. So I've got this milk frother here. I put the glass container in the microwave with a cup of milk. There's a line right on there that's pre-measured. And we're going to take this frother and pump it 20 times. Look at that. Frothed milk, just like that. Okay. We're going to pour that milk right into our glass. And place the glass into the Ninja Coffee Bar. Now I've already put the grounds in for a cup, so we're going to choose cup and choose specialty brew. And with the specialty brew, there's actually a longer resting period because we want that water to stay in contact with the grounds for a longer period of time. Pre-calculated, you don't even have to think about it. Auto IQ knows what to do. So those coffee grounds are getting saturated just like in all of our other richness levels. There's that resting period. You can hear the brewing system stop. And in a moment, it'll re-engage and restart the water delivery. Precise amount of time with the perfect amount of contact, water to coffee, and the perfect water to coffee ratio. I've still put the same amount of grounds in, but thermal flavor extraction has dialed up the richness, creating a richer, more flavorful cup of specialty brew. So Auto IQ has restarted the water delivery. Look at that layer. It's a cappuccino style beverage right in your home. It's that easy. You can use a specialty brew to make really any recipe you want that you'd use a coffee base in. And think of it as a coffee extract, an ingredient that you could use in cappuccino style drinks, latte style drinks, cocktails, even a NINJACCINO, an ice blended drink. Isn't that incredible? It's so beautiful. Look at that layer. Look at that. That's remarkable. A coffee house style beverage right in your own home We've dialed up the richness. It acts just like a coffee house style beverage you'd get in any coffee house. But guess what? The best coffee house is now right here in your own kitchen. I just had to show you one more recipe that you can make with the specialty brew, and that is an iced blended. Just like you get at the coffee house, this is our NINJACCINO. So we are actually going to brew right into the NutriNinja blender cup. I've already placed the ice in it, and we're going to select travel mug and specialty brew, and Auto IQ knows what to do. So just like we talked about earlier with that over ice brew, you are getting the freshest coffee brewed right now over ice. It's incredible. That coffee is going to brew over the ice, hot, instantly chilling, fresh over ice brew, just like that. There's that resting period for our specialty brew. May seem like nothing's happening, but it's working. That's where the aroma, the flavor, all of those incredible things are being released from the coffee grounds right now. And don't worry about those little drips while it's pre-infusing. That's totally normal. You never have to wait in line again for an ice blended. You can have it right at home. Okay, close up that drip stop. We're going to go ahead and put the blade right onto the NutriNinja blender cup and blend. Look at that. Instant NINJACCINO, just like a coffee shop. I mean, really, truly, that's remarkable. Forget the line. Stay home. Enjoy. It's so delicious, I can't even stand it. We're here. Anything you need, just give me a ring. Email, text, call me. I've got the Ninja team standing by to answer any questions that I can. We are so excited to have you try the Ninja Coffee Bar. Enjoy.